The USS Gravely, a guided missile destroyer, has embarked on an unprecedented mission. This powerful warship, usually deployed to combat zones, is now patrolling the U.S. Mexico border. The Gravely's deployment is a direct result of President Trump's executive orders on border security. These orders declare a national emergency at the border. The ship's mission is to support the Department of Homeland Security and Customs and Border Protection. The Gravely's objectives are clear. It aims to enhance border security and protect U.S. territorial integrity. This includes combating drug trafficking, human smuggling, and other illegal activities. The deployment of such a powerful vessel sends a strong message about the Trump administration's commitment to border control. The Gravely's presence is meant to deter potential threats and enhance maritime security. Its sophisticated surveillance and communication capabilities will provide valuable support to Border Patrol agents. The ship's deployment is part of a larger strategy to strengthen border enforcement and control illegal immigration. The Gravely's mission is expected to last for several months. During this time, it will patrol the waters off the coast of California and Texas, working closely with other federal agencies. The deployment of the USS Gravely marks a significant escalation in border security measures. It remains to be seen how effective this unusual deployment will be in achieving its objectives. The USS Gravely's deployment falls under the jurisdiction of U.S. Northern Command, or U.S. Northcom. This unified combatant command is responsible for defending the United States and its territories in North America. U.S. Northcom's area of responsibility includes the continental U.S., Alaska, Canada, Mexico, and surrounding waters. U.S. Northcom plays a crucial role in maritime security. It monitors and responds to threats in the maritime domain, including drug trafficking, illegal immigration, and terrorism. The command works closely with other government agencies, such as the Coast Guard and Department of Homeland Security, to protect U.S. interests. A key element of the Gravely's mission is the presence of a Coast Guard Law Enforcement Detachment, or LEDET. These highly trained teams bring specialized skills to maritime law enforcement. LEDETs are experts in counter-narcotics operations, migrant interdiction, and maritime security. The Coast Guard LEDET on board the Gravely will conduct boardings, searches, and seizures of vessels suspected of illegal activity. Their expertise in maritime law and interdiction tactics is crucial to the success of the mission. The collaboration between U.S. Northcom, the Coast Guard, and other agencies highlights the multifaceted nature of border security operations. The deployment of a Navy destroyer to the U.S. Mexico border is highly unusual. Traditionally, border security in this region has been handled by land-based agencies, primarily the U.S. Border Patrol. The U.S. Coast Guard also plays a role, patrolling the Rio Grande and waters near San Diego. However, deploying a warship with the Gravely's capabilities is unprecedented. Critics argue that this deployment is more about optics than operational effectiveness. They point out that border crossings have been historically low in recent years. Furthermore, the nature of the border, with its vast stretches of land, makes it ill-suited for naval patrols. Supporters of the deployment counter that the Gravely's presence sends a strong message of deterrence. They argue that the ship's sophisticated surveillance capabilities will help disrupt smuggling routes and deter illegal activity. The deployment, they say, is a necessary response to the evolving tactics of criminal organizations. The Gravely's deployment has sparked a debate about the militarization of the border. Critics argue that it escalates tensions and undermines the role of civilian law enforcement. Supporters maintain that it is a necessary step to secure the border and protect national security. The USS Gravely is no stranger to challenging missions. This Arleigh Burke-class destroyer has a distinguished service record. It has participated in numerous operations around the world, demonstrating its versatility and capabilities. The Gravely's recent deployment to the Middle East highlights its combat experience. During its 9-month deployment, the Gravely played a key role in Operation Inherent Resolve, the U.S.-led mission against ISIS. It provided maritime security, conducted freedom of navigation patrols, and supported counter-terrorism operations. The Gravely's crew demonstrated exceptional skill and professionalism in a demanding environment. The Gravely was also involved in a high-stakes incident in the Red Sea. It engaged in combat with Houthi rebels who attacked a U.S. Navy vessel. The Gravely's quick response and decisive action protected American forces and demonstrated its combat readiness. This incident underscores the ship's ability to operate in contested waters. The Gravely's deployment to the U.S. Mexico border marks a shift from combat operations to a different kind of security challenge. While the environment may be different, the ship's capabilities remain valuable assets. Its sophisticated radar, sonar, and communication systems will enhance maritime domain awareness and support border security efforts. Section 5. Trump's Border Strategy, a Multifaceted Approach. The deployment of the USS Gravely is just one element of President Trump's broader border security strategy. Trump has made border security a cornerstone of his presidency, promising to crack down on illegal immigration and drug trafficking. His approach has been characterized by a combination of policy changes, increased enforcement, and military deployments. One of Trump's most controversial moves was the construction of a wall along the U.S. Mexico border. Despite facing legal challenges and opposition from Democrats, Trump has made significant progress on the wall's construction. The wall is intended to act as a physical barrier to illegal crossings. Trump has also taken steps to increase the number of Border Patrol agents and enhance their capabilities. He has authorized the hiring of thousands of new agents and provided them with advanced technology and equipment. The goal is to strengthen border enforcement and deter illegal crossings. The Trump administration has also implemented policy changes aimed at reducing illegal immigration. This includes the Remain in Mexico policy, which requires asylum seekers to wait in Mexico while their cases are processed in U.S. courts. These policies have been criticized by human rights groups, but the administration argues they are necessary to deter frivolous asylum claims. Section 6. Voices on the deployment, praise, concern, and skepticism. The deployment of the USS Gravely to the U.S. Mexico border has elicited a wide range of reactions. Supporters of the move, primarily those who align with President Trump's border security policies, have praised the decision as a bold and necessary step to protect U.S. sovereignty. General Gregory Guillot, commander of U.S. NORTHCOM and ADM, Daryl Caudle, commander of U.S. Naval Forces Northern Command, emphasized the ship's importance in bolstering border security efforts by the Department of Homeland Security and Customs and Border Protection. They have highlighted the Gravely's capabilities and the importance of a multi-agency approach to border security. Critics, however, have expressed concerns about the deployment, questioning its effectiveness and potential consequences. Some argue that it is a costly and unnecessary militarization of the border, diverting resources from other pressing security concerns. They also worry that it could escalate tensions with Mexico and harm U.S.-Mexico relations. Others have pointed out the unprecedented nature of deploying a Navy destroyer to address what is primarily a land-based border security challenge. They argue that the move is more about symbolism and political messaging than practical solutions. Section 7. The Gravely's Impact Measuring Effectiveness and Deterrence. Assessing the effectiveness of the USS Gravely's deployment to the U.S.-Mexico border is a complex task. Unlike traditional military operations with clear objectives and metrics, the impact of the Gravely's presence is more nuanced and difficult to quantify. One way to gauge its effectiveness is to examine its impact on illegal activities such as drug trafficking and human smuggling. If the Gravely's presence, along with its sophisticated surveillance capabilities, leads to a decrease in drug seizures or apprehensions of undocumented migrants, it could be seen as a successful deterrent. However, it's important to consider other factors that could influence these trends, such as economic conditions in Central America, changes in Mexican government policies, or shifts in smuggling routes. Isolating the Gravely's specific impact on these complex dynamics is challenging. Another aspect of the Gravely's mission is its contribution to maritime domain awareness. The ship's advanced radar and sonar systems provide valuable intelligence about activities in the waters off the U.S.-Mexico border. This information can be shared with other agencies to enhance their situational awareness and improve coordination. While the Gravely's direct impact on interdicting illegal activities may be difficult to measure definitively, its contribution to maritime domain awareness and its deterrent effect should not be underestimated. Section 8. A New Era of Border Security, the Potential Long-Term Implications. The deployment of the USS Gravely to the U.S.-Mexico border raises questions about the future of border security in the United States. Does this unprecedented move signal a shift towards a more militarized approach to border enforcement? Will the use of Navy warships in this capacity become a regular occurrence? The answers to these questions remain uncertain. The Gravely's deployment could be a temporary measure in response to specific concerns or a harbinger of a more permanent shift in strategy. The decision to continue or expand the use of Navy assets for border security will likely depend on a variety of factors. One factor will be the perceived effectiveness of the Gravely's deployment. If the mission is deemed successful in deterring illegal activities or providing valuable intelligence, it could strengthen the case for continued or expanded naval involvement in border security. Another factor will be the political climate and the priorities of future administrations. The decision to deploy the Gravely was made by the Trump administration, which has taken a hardline stance on immigration. Future administrations may have different priorities and may choose to adopt different approaches to border security. The long-term implications of the Gravely's deployment will depend on how these various factors play out in the coming years. Section 9. Conclusion: Navigating the complexities of border enforcement. The deployment of the USS Gravely to the U.S. Mexico border represents a unique and controversial chapter in the ongoing debate over border security in the United States. It underscores the complex challenges facing policymakers as they grapple with issues of immigration, drug trafficking, and national security. The Gravely's mission has sparked a range of reactions, from praise for its boldness to concerns about its effectiveness and potential consequences. Assessing the impact of the deployment requires careful consideration of multiple factors and perspectives. As the United States continues to navigate the complexities of border enforcement, it's essential to engage in thoughtful and informed discussions about the most effective and appropriate strategies. The deployment of the USS Gravely serves as a reminder of the high stakes involved and the need for balanced and comprehensive solutions.